Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the Southern Wrestling Scholar ZJ Pierce, the host of the Nerdz Watching Wrasslin Podcast, and this is Quick Reacts. And today we are talking about the February 24th episode of NXT. A lot of action. This was a very title-heavy episode. We have 3 new champions. We've had a heel turn, finally get some story going in that. But enough of my jibber jabber. If you ready, I'm ready. Let's get to it. Tag me in. So, the night starts off with Dark Stake, Osiris Griffin, and Shaquan Sugars taking on the Vanity Projects, Brad Brayler, and Ricky Smokes for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Obviously, Dark Stake would work the babyface role here. A lot of good teamwork from Osiris and Shaquan Sugars. Osiris Griffin is a very impressive athlete. Not to say that the Vanity Project aren't. Like, there's some very good up-and-coming young team that is going to do amazing work, especially this year. This was a very good match, and it looked like Dark Stake was going to have the match won until Jackson Drake, the Evolved champion, would break up a Shaquan Sugars pinfall attempt. This led to the rest of Dark Stake getting involved with a small little security brawl. In the midst of all that, Tony D'Angelo would come and hit Shaquan Sugars with the spinebuster on the apron, allowing Brad Baylor to get the pin. And your new NXT Tag Team Champions are the Vanity Project. This is their 3rd match on NXT, and they're the champions. It's going to be a lot of upside for those young men. Like I said, congratulations. Next, the action doesn't stop as Keanu Carver then takes on Sean Legacy. This match came about from 3 weeks ago in the NXT Championship ladder match, where Keanu Carver just took Sean Legacy and put him through the little bird perch thing that they love breaking every other week. Once again, very fine match. I just wish there was a little more substance from Keanu Carver, like other than just big angry black dude, because that's really all he is. Sean Legacy looked real good here. Gave Keanu Carver a lot of the match. But Keanu Carver ultimately won with his little suplex slam, like not even a good finisher. But good on Keanu Carver. Next, continuing in the flow of just action. NXT Speed Champion Jasper Troy defended his title in a triple threat match with Eli Knight and Elio LaFleur. This came after a time limit draw last week in the men's speed championship tournament finals. So this was a very high-paced match. Everyone got some time to show off their moves. Jasper Troy with his amazing power. Elio LaFleur and Eli Knight have some great high-flying abilities in them. One of my personal favorite spots was Eli Knight had taken Jasper Troy out to the apron and trying to get Elio LaFleur to go out and hit him. And the moment he hit the rope, Eli Knight came and just banged him with this insecurity. It was so funny. And the finish was very inventive too, as Jasper Troy looked to hit into the abyss on Elio LaFleur. Elio reversed that into a head scissors driver, and Eli Knight would then hit a moonsault on Jasper Troy, but the momentum of the moonsault was so good that it took Eli Knight back, allowing Elio LaFleur to sneak in and get the pinfall victory. Elio LaFleur, in his probably 4th match in NXT, is now the new men's speed champion. Once again, congratulations to Elio LaFleur. We now have a chronicle of the career of Joe Hendry, spanning from his university days and humble beginnings all the way up to his rise in TNA, ultimately leading to him coming to NXT, becoming NXT champion. We believe in Joe Hendry. After a backstage altercation, Lola Vice is granted a underground match against Kalani Jordan at Vengeance Day. And we also learned that Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley will have themselves a title match at Vengeance Day as well. And they had a nice little crowd moment where Tatum Paxley says that thanks to her being alone, she has felt the love of the NXT universe, and now she knows what true love is, and she's going to take the North American Championship from Izzy Dame. Next, in the thank God they're finally developing this story match, JC Jane defended her NXT Women's Championship against Sol Ruca. As soon as they were done saying their names, before the referee could even get the belt in the air, Zarya finally officially turned on Sol Ruca, hitting her with a spear and an F5. This obviously left Sol Ruca beaten up, but she still decided to go forward with the match. As soon as the bell rung, JC Jane hit the rolling encore for the win. And immediately after the match, Zarya would hit Sol Ruca with the F5 on the announce table. Backstage, Zarya demands a match against Jason Jane next week, which interim general manager Robert Stone ultimately agrees to. In the first match, or in the first of 3 matches, in the NXT Women's Speed Championship Tournament, Thea Hale took on Blake Monroe in even for a speed tournament match, in a pretty quick match. Thea Hale managed to get Blake Monroe on the outside of the ring. This allowed Jada Parker to hit Blake Monroe with the hypnotic and toss it back in the ring. Thea Hale would hit a flipping neckbreaker and get the win. Thea Hale will now advance and face the winner of Nikita Lyons versus Kendall Gray. Next, Uriah Connors took on Kel Dixon in a match that was mostly just to get Birthright finally up and running. Birthright obviously being the new stable of second and third generation superstars in NXT, plus Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Uriah Connors won with a knee, I believe. Backstage, we learned that Shiloh Hill, Hank and Tank took apart Vanity Project's car as revenge for Vanity Project costing Shiloh Hill the North American Championship last week. And in the main event, Ethan Page defended the North American Championship again in back-to-back weeks against Miles Bourne. Once again, this was a very good match. I thought the ankle angle from last week would come into play more in this match. It really didn't. And the ending had a lot of moving parts. Because as you know, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and the Vanity Project are intertwined. So when the Vanity Project tried to get involved in the match, this brought out Hank, Tank, and Shiloh Hill to, even up the odds. In the midst of all that, Ricky Saints will start to unloose the turnbuckle, but this brought out Joe Hendry to stop him. And amidst all the confusion, Miles Bourne would push Ethan Page into that exposed turnbuckle and hit the Born Again neck breaker to become the new NXT North American champion. This is very good for Miles Bourne. He started off in the breakout tournament, was part of the No Quarter Catch crew with Charlie Dempsey and Tavion Heights and later Ren Sinclair. He would break out from that group. He would finally find that killer instinct he needed to finally become champion. I'm very proud of Miles Bourne. Do not let your disability get in the way of chasing your dreams. That's his whole thing. Never break. And that was the February 24th episode of NXT. Let me know what you thought about this video or the show in the comments. Please like, share, follow, subscribe. And if I can leave you with anything, I would like to leave you with Psalms 91:1. Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Please remember that the Lord is your peace. He is your life. He is your love. And He does everything for your betterment. So please, if you're going through anything, trust in the Lord. He will pull you out. Until next time, I've been the Southern Wrestling Scholar, ZJ Pierce. Please be on the lookout for the latest episode of Nerdz Watching Wrasslin this March, as I will do a deep dive into what I'm now thinking would be a triple pod between the Elimination Chamber, Vengeance Day, and AEW Revolution. Until then, I'll see you next time.